How do I confront my family about my boyfriend's cheating? I'm 30 years old, and this is a really tough situation for me. We'd been together for 3.5 months, and things were going great. We'd even introduced each other to our families because we were thinking about taking our relationship to the next level from the start. I made it clear that I was looking for a serious commitment. I wanted to date with the intention of getting married. Everything was going so well that we were planning to tie the knot in January or February 2025. Everything seemed perfect in our relationship. We had a great connection, good understanding, and he showed me so much love, or maybe it was all an act. However, one thing always made me uneasy. He was extremely possessive about his phone. We discussed this, and I expressed my discomfort. So he started handing over his phone to me. I want to clarify that I wasn't asking to check his social media or chats. I just wanted to be able to hold his phone or use it to watch YouTube videos. Initially, he was reluctant, but after our conversation, he began to trust me with his phone. Things were going smoothly until last night. We were out for dinner, and on our way back, he handed me his phone to choose some songs to play. We were enjoying the music when he received a call. I suggested that it might be his friend calling, and he replied he must need something. That's why he's calling. I felt a surge of suspicion because I had never heard him mention this friend before. Then, a message popped up from this friend, and I saw that the profile picture was a girl's photo. I asked him, "What's going on?" and he quickly dismissed my concern, saying, "She's just a friend. You'll never trust me, ever." I was firm that if she was just a friend, he should call her right then and there and ask why she was calling so late, but he kept making excuses. Eventually, he admitted that she had a crush on him and was clingy. My response was, "Why not block her?" Then things got heated, and he handed me his phone, claiming he had blocked her and I could check for myself. But when I looked, I saw that he had deleted all their chats. Later, I remembered that I had posted a story on Instagram from our day out yesterday, and he had shared it just to be sure. I checked his account and saw that he had hidden his status from her. After everything came to light, he finally admitted to cheating. He claimed he had realized his mistake, ended things with her, and wanted to be with me exclusively. However, I wasn't buying it and didn't trust him one bit. I told him to leave. I texted the girl later and discovered that they had matched on Bumble, and he was planning to meet up with her. However, his plans got delayed because we had already made plans to go out. She revealed that he would regularly call and text her, and the frequency of their communication was quite high. What's even more ironic is that he had told me we were spending too much time together and he needed some me time. Turns out, it was actually side chick time. It was a long weekend, and we had plans to discuss our relationship with our families. His parents were already aware of me, and I was in the process of convincing my family to accept our marriage. But now, everything has changed. I've ended things with him and blocked him on all platforms. I'm feeling extremely vulnerable and unsure of how to process everything that's happened. Just a moment ago, I was preparing to spend my life with this man, and now ... I don't even know what to say. I've been staying away from home, working and living elsewhere, because the thought of going back is too overwhelming. My family keeps asking me to come home, but I've been delaying it by telling them I'm not feeling well. I'm at a loss for what to do next.
Story 2.
I'm a 34-year-old man, and I need help figuring out how to talk to a female coworker who's also 34. I don't hold her personally responsible for a difficult situation we're dealing with, but I'm still feeling bitter about it. I want to be honest with her without hurting her feelings, but I also don't want to pretend to be friends when I'm not feeling it. How can I approach this conversation in a kind but honest way? Please note that I won't be able to share every single detail about this situation because it's related to my job and I want to keep some things private. I'll do my best to explain what's going on without getting into sensitive work information. Alice, not her real name, and I work in different teams, but we do similar jobs. We're essentially doing the same type of work, just on different projects. 5 years ago, I created a tutorial to help new trainees in our project. The managers approved it at the time, but I always warned my team that it would eventually become outdated. I also made it clear that this tutorial was only meant for our internal use within the team, not because of sensitive information, but because it wasn't professionally formatted or thoroughly edited for grammar and spelling. Recently, Alice received the tutorial from Tom, a manager who had switched to her project team. She was shocked by its poor quality and decided not to share it with her interns. I wasn't aware of this, or I would have explained that the tutorial was created 5 years ago and only meant for internal use within our team, not for wider distribution. However, a senior manager looked into the matter further and asked Alice for her thoughts. Unfortunately, Alice strongly criticized the tutorial, which was disappointing to hear. The senior manager shared his disappointment with my direct manager. Billy then came to me and asked what was going on with my work. I was shocked and upset to learn that my old tutorial had been shared with another team without my knowledge, and that a high-level manager was unhappy with it. I had to explain the situation to many people, which was frustrating. I also spoke with Tom, who had shared the tutorial without asking me first, and expressed my concerns about him doing so without my permission. Alice apologized to me for her criticism, explaining that she didn't know the tutorial's history and that it was created by a colleague for internal use. I accepted her apology, but I was still very upset about how things had unfolded. Even though I believed Alice didn't intentionally try to harm me, I couldn't shake off my anger and frustration with the situation. Now, Alice and I are working together on the same project. She's a very social person who tries to be friends with everyone. I've been polite to her, but I've kept my distance, which is unusual for me because I'm usually friendly to everyone. Alice has taken this badly and feels like she's done something wrong again. She's tried to reach out to me to make things right, but I need to find a way to explain my feelings to her. I want her to know that I hold Tom responsible for sharing the tutorial without my permission, not her. However, the situation has left a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't want to be more than just coworkers. I need to find a kind but clear way to communicate this to her.
Story 3.
My husband is 34 years old, and I'm 35. He's upset with me because I gave away my wedding dress. I want to find a way to tell him that I don't want to be reminded of our wedding day. I need help figuring out how to explain my feelings to him. A few months ago, I discovered a surprising secret. On our wedding day, my husband had second thoughts and got cold feet. This means he had doubts about marrying me, but he didn't tell me at the time. We've been married for 9 years now, and before that, we dated for 12 years. I thought we had a happy relationship all those years. I believed our time together was filled with joy and love, but now I'm not so sure. My father-in-law got drunk and told me a shocking secret. He said that on the morning of our wedding, my husband had run away with the help of his friends. But my father-in-law found out and forced him to come back. He told my husband to either go through with the wedding or be honest with me and tell me he didn't want to get married. My husband chose to go ahead with the wedding. I had no idea about what really happened on our wedding day. To me, it was a perfect and special day. I felt beautiful and incredibly happy. I remembered my husband seemed a bit drunk, but he told me it was just because he was nervous. I believed him and didn't think anything of it. I felt like I was in shock, completely numb. I talked to other family members and then had a conversation with my husband. He confessed that he ran away on our wedding day because he was scared of what the future held and all the what-ifs. He told me he didn't really want to marry me, but he also didn't want to humiliate me by leaving me at the altar. We have a framed photo of me from our wedding day, taken before the ceremony. Now, I understand why there's no similar photo of my husband because he wasn't there. He had already left. We also still have my wedding dress stored in the closet, a reminder of that day. Our wedding day was one of the few times I felt truly beautiful. I've always thought I'm not as attractive as my husband's ex-partners, but on that day, my love for him made me feel radiant. Now, when I look back, I just see a naive and innocent woman who didn't know the truth. Every day, I walk past the wedding picture and can't help but think about what really happened. I also can't open my closet without seeing my wedding dress stored away in its bag. I tried hiding these reminders, but I couldn't stop thinking about them. They're constant reminders of the truth about our wedding day. I didn't want to be reminded of the pain and lies anymore, so I got rid of the wedding picture. I also donated my wedding dress to someone who can truly enjoy it. I hope another bride will feel beautiful and happy wearing it. That thought makes me happy. When my husband noticed the framed picture was gone, I confessed that I had thrown it away and donated the wedding dress. He became upset and shut down. I want to explain to him again that I don't want any reminders of our wedding because of the painful truth. I hope he can understand. I wish for the wedding dress to bring joy to another bride, creating new and happy memories.